Hi there, it's Friday the 23rd of July 2021. We're continuing to focus on the one another scriptures this month, loving one another, accepting one another, encouraging one another and so on. In particular this week, encouraging one another. We're asking the question, what are we to encourage each other to do? And looking at the example of Jesus and how he encouraged his disciples in Mark's Gospel. So far we've seen that Jesus encouraged his disciples to believe. And we can encourage each other to believe. When we see each other doubting, we can come alongside and we can speak to each other. That's literally what encouragement means, to come alongside and to speak to one another. Secondly, we can encourage each other to rest. When we see each other stressed out or too busy, we can come alongside and speak and minister and encourage somebody to rest. Maybe take them out for a coffee or whatever. Thirdly, we can encourage each other to think and to think differently. When we see each other facing problems that we are getting all wrapped up in and we're all confused about and we don't know what to do, then we can come alongside and we can perhaps encourage each other to think differently about the situation, give a new perspective, a new angle. And fourthly, we can encourage each other to be brave. Mark chapter 6, verse 47. When evening came, the boat that Jesus was in the middle of the lake, and he was alone on land. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Jesus was not on the boat at this point. He was on the land. It was the disciples that were in the boat. He saw the disciples straining at the oars because the wind was against them, and about the fourth watch of the night he went out to them walking on the lake. He was about to pass by them, but when they saw him walking on the lake, they thought he was a ghost. They cried out because they all saw him and were terrified. And immediately Jesus spoke to them and said, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." Jesus encouraged his disciples in a situation where they were scared. They thought he was a ghost. And he said, "Take courage, be encouraged, it is I, don't be afraid." All of us face scary situations in our lives. We all face times and seasons and situations and challenges that can sometimes seem very overwhelming. And sometimes we don't know what to do. And sometimes we can be quite scared. We can be scared and intimidated by people, by individuals. Perhaps individuals that we know in our family, or perhaps in our workplaces or in our community. And we can be scared, we can be intimidated. And it can paralyze us and cause us to not take action, or it can cause us to do things that we wouldn't normally do, perhaps to run away from the situation. But in every situation, Jesus wants to encourage us when we are scared and when we are afraid. Take courage, be encouraged. It's I, don't be afraid. And you know, we can bring that encouragement to one another. We can encourage each other when we see our brothers or sisters in fear, when we see them scared, when we see them overwhelmed. We can come alongside and we can speak words of encouragement. We can do that verbally, we can do that through text and WhatsApp, we can do that through cards and phone calls and all kinds of different ways, through giving a gift, through spending some time, and we can encourage each other. Don't be afraid, because Jesus is with you. God's Spirit is with you, and you can get through this situation. Can I encourage you if you feel afraid? Don't be afraid. God is with you. God bless you. Speak to you again tomorrow.